Imagine waking up tomorrow to realize that, despite all our technology, the planet is still filled with mysteries even the best scientists can't explain. We send robots to Mars. We map the ocean floor. But right here, sometimes in our own backyards, reality still plays by rules no textbook has ever written. Welcome to the top 10 strangest unsolved phenomena science still can't explain. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into mysteries that might keep you up at night. Number 10, the Taos Hum. Let's start in the high desert of New Mexico, in the small, artsy town of Taos. For most people, Taos is peaceful, famous for its stunning scenery, clean air, and starry skies. But for about 2% of its residents, there's a constant, low-frequency droning sound haunting their lives, known as the Taos Hum. They describe it as a deep, faint rumble, almost like a diesel truck idling somewhere just out of sight. It's not just annoying. For some, it causes insomnia, headaches, even nausea and anxiety. Strangely, most people in Taos hear nothing at all. No microphone or recording device has ever captured the hum. No seismic or electromagnetic readings can explain it. Countless scientific investigations have found nothing. Los Alamos National Laboratory, top universities, and the FBI have all studied it. Some suspected secret government projects, hidden military bases, or even new types of environmental pollution. Others called it a form of selective hearing or a psychological phenomenon like mass hysteria or group tinnitus. Yet the hum won't go away, and its sufferers are adamant. They're not imagining it. The mystery only deepens because similar hums have been reported worldwide, in Bristol, England, Windsor, Canada, Largs, Scotland, and Auckland, New Zealand. Each city's hum is just a little different. But the experience is eerily similar. Some people hear it, others don't, and no one can explain why. It's become a kind of urban legend in each place, spawning online communities, scientific conferences, even documentaries. The people affected by the hum just want peace and quiet. Instead, they get confusion, disbelief, and no answers. Is it an undiscovered environmental effect, a brain phenomenon, or proof of something stranger, lurking just beneath our ability to measure? As long as the Taos Hum persists, the world's best scientists are left guessing. Number 9, ball lightning. Next up. Imagine sitting in your living room during a thunderstorm. There's a sudden flash of light, a crack of thunder, and then, out of nowhere, a glowing ball. As big as a grapefruit floats through the wall, hovers in the air, spins slowly, then disappears. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this is ball lightning, a phenomenon witnessed for centuries and still not understood. Ball lightning has been reported on every continent and by all kinds of people. Pilots, soldiers, schoolchildren, even Nobel Prize-winning physicists. It usually appears during thunderstorms, often after a lightning strike. Witnesses describe glowing orbs, white, yellow, orange, even blue, that float in midair, move unpredictably, and sometimes pass through solid objects like glass or metal, as if they weren't even there. Sometimes they vanish silently. Other times they explode with a bang and leave behind a burnt smell. One famous case. In 1977, family in England was gathered during a storm when a glowing ball drifted in through a closed window, hovered in the living room, then disappeared. In another, an airline crew watched a ball of light roll down the aisle after their plane was struck by lightning at 30,000 feet. An experience so unnerving that pilots today are still trained to recognize it. For a long time, scientists dismissed these reports as hallucinations or exaggerations, but the sheer number of credible, independent witnesses finally forced the scientific community to pay attention. Theories abound. Maybe it's plasma created by regular lightning, or vaporized silicon somehow shaped by electromagnetic fields, or a rare combination of atmospheric gases ignited by electrical energy. Some even speculate it could be a form of antimatter or a natural event. We simply don't have the right tools to measure. But so far, no one has reproduced true ball lightning in a laboratory. There are even videos and photos that claim to show it, but nothing has been confirmed under controlled conditions. The more you learn about ball lightning, the weirder it gets. Sometimes it behaves like an object, sometimes like energy, and sometimes bafflingly like both at once. If you ever see ball lightning in person, count yourself among the rare few who've witnessed one of nature's strangest, most stubborn mysteries. Number 8, the wow signal. Now, let's leave Earth behind and look up into the endless expanse of space. On August 15, 1977, an astronomer named Jerry Emmon was working late at Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope, listening for signals from deep space. Suddenly, he noticed a series of radio waves coming from the constellation Sagittarius. The signal was so powerful and clear that Jerry circled the printout and wrote a single word next to it. Wow. That's how the WOW signal got its name, and how it became one of the biggest mysteries in the history of astronomy. For 72 seconds, the telescope picked up a radio signal far stronger than anything expected from deep space. It matched what scientists would expect from an artificial, non-random source, something not naturally occurring, possibly a broadcast from an alien civilization. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the signal vanished, never to return. Over the years, researchers tried everything to find it again, scanning the same patch of sky, searching for a repeat, but there was nothing. The WOW signal has inspired books, documentaries, and debates among scientists and sci-fi fans alike. Was it really a message from extraterrestrials? Could it have been a strange reflection, a glitch, or a top-secret military test? Some say it's the best evidence ever that we're not alone. Others think it was a freak cosmic event or even an unknown Earth-based interference. Decades later, nobody has explained where the signal came from, what caused it, or why it disappeared so quickly. The mystery remains open. For anyone who's ever looked up at the stars and wondered if we're alone, the WOW signal is the ultimate cosmic cliffhanger. Number 7. The Voynich Manuscript. Shifting back from the stars to the shelves of a dark, dusty library, we find another enduring puzzle, one that has stumped codebreakers, historians, and even supercomputers for centuries. The Voynich Manuscript is an old, handwritten book, discovered in 1912 by a rare book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich. The manuscript is filled with strange, looping letters that don't match any known language or alphabet on Earth. Its pages are crammed with bizarre illustrations, plants that don't exist, women bathing in green pools, intricate astronomical diagrams, and mysterious symbols that repeat, but never seem to spell out anything we can understand. For more than 100 years, the world's best codebreakers, including those from the FBI, the CIA, and World War II cryptography teams, have tried to crack the Voynich code. Linguists, mathematicians, and computer scientists have all taken a shot. Some believe it's a complex code with hidden meaning, possibly a secret medical text or a lost language. Others think it could be an elaborate hoax and ancient prank to fool scholars and collectors. Some even suggest it was written in a trance or under the influence of unknown substances, making it a kind of medieval automatic writing. Despite the advances in artificial intelligence and pattern recognition, no one has deciphered a single sentence with confidence. Some words and phrases repeat with mathematical precision, yet none match any language living or dead ever documented. There are endless theories about who wrote it: a secret society, an exiled scientist, an imaginative monk, or even an alien. The book's mysterious script, the undecipherable language, the bizarre illustrations all combine to make the Voynich Manuscript one of the greatest literary mysteries in history. Every few years, someone claims to have cracked the code, but every time, those claims fall apart under scrutiny. The book is now housed at Yale University, open for study, but closed to understanding. If the Voynich Manuscript is ever decoded, it could reveal ancient lost knowledge, medical secrets, or nothing at all. Until then, it remains a silent riddle that refuses to give up its secrets. Number 6. The Dancing Plague of 1518 now. Let's rewind over 500 years to the city of Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, now in modern France. One summer day in July 1518, a woman named Frau Troffea walked into the middle of the street and started to dance. No music played, nobody else was celebrating, but she just kept moving, twisting, stomping, spinning. At first, people watched in confusion, maybe even laughed. But then, she wouldn't stop. Hours passed, then days, and she was still dancing, her feet bleeding, her body shaking with exhaustion. Then something even stranger happened. Others began joining in. Within a week, dozens of people, men, women, children, were all dancing non-stop in the streets of Strasbourg. By the end of the month, historical records claim as many as 400 people were swept up in this bizarre, uncontrollable compulsion to dance. Some danced until they collapsed from sheer exhaustion, some broke bones, and according to some chronicles, a few even died from heart attacks and strokes. The city leaders were baffled, and fearing it was an outbreak of mass hysteria or some supernatural curse, they called in doctors and clergy. Their solution? Build a stage in the city center and hire musicians, hoping that organized dancing would cure the affliction. It only made things worse. More people joined. No one at the time could explain what caused the dancing plague. Modern historians and scientists have tried to solve the riddle. Was it ergot poisoning from contaminated bread, which can cause hallucinations and convulsions? Is it a case of mass psychogenic illness, a kind of contagious psychological panic amplified by stress and fear? Or could it have been a religious mania, as some people believed the dancers were possessed or cursed by saints? To this day, the dancing plague stands as one of the most bizarre public health mysteries ever recorded. Hundreds of people dancing themselves to death all at once, with no clear reason. No wonder it remains an unsolved phenomenon that challenges everything we think we know about the human mind and body. Number 5, the Marfa Lights. Heading west to the vast deserts of Texas, we encounter another persistent and mysterious spectacle, the Marfa Lights. For generations, locals and tourists alike have flocked to a remote stretch of Highway 67 near the small town of Marfa, hoping to catch a glimpse of the famous ghost lights. On certain nights, glowing orbs, sometimes red, sometimes blue, sometimes white or yellow, peer above the horizon. Hovering, drifting, splitting apart, or zigzagging at impossible speeds. The first widely reported sightings date back to the 1880s, when early settlers saw strange lights floating over the desert and assumed they were the campfires of Apache tribes, but when they investigated, no fire pits, footprints, or camps were ever found. Since then, the Marfa Lights have become a legendary part of local folklore, drawing countless eyewitnesses from around the world. Unlike many mysterious lights, the Marfa Lights have been repeatedly observed, sometimes by dozens of people at once, and even captured on camera. Scientists have tried to explain them as distant headlights from cars on the highway, mirages caused by heat, or even the reflection of moonlight on quartz crystals in the soil. But none of these explanations quite fit the phenomenon. The lights sometimes appear when there are no cars for miles. Move in patterns unlike any vehicle have been documented long before automobiles even reached this part of Texas. Teams from universities have set up high-tech equipment, infrared cameras, telescopes, spectrometers, but the lights stubbornly refuse to reveal their secrets. Some nights, nothing appears. Other nights, the lights perform a silent, hypnotic dance across the empty desert. UFO enthusiasts claim it's evidence of extraterrestrial visitors. Skeptics argue it's all a trick of the atmosphere. But ask anyone who's seen the Marfa Lights and they'll tell you, the feeling is unforgettable, eerie, and impossible to explain. Locals have built an official viewing area. Marfa's annual Lights Festival draws thousands of visitors. But the true nature of the lights remains a Texas-sized enigma, beautiful, baffling, and totally unexplained. Number 4, spontaneous human combustion. Imagine this. Someone is sitting quietly in their living room, reading a book, when suddenly they burst into flames. No obvious source of ignition. No open fire, nothing that could explain what's happening. In the space of a few minutes, their body is reduced to ashes, while the chair, floor, and nearby furniture remain strangely untouched. It sounds like a plot from a horror novel, but cases like this have been reported throughout history, baffling investigators and scientists alike. Spontaneous human combustion, or SHC, is the name given to these rare and disturbing incidents where people appear to catch fire without any external cause. One of the most famous cases happened in 1951 in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mary Resser, a 67-year-old woman, was found almost completely incinerated in her apartment. All that remained was her left foot, still in its slipper. The rest of the room showed little damage. Wax candles had melted, but the walls and furniture were mostly intact. The fire had burned hot enough to reduce bones to ash, something that normally requires temperatures above 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit, far hotter than most house fires. No accelerants, matches, or electrical faults were found. Over the years, dozens of similar cases have surfaced, each with the same chilling details. A body almost entirely consumed by fire, with surroundings barely touched. Some victims were alone, others were discovered by family or friends, but in every instance, investigators found no clear cause for the inferno. Scientists have proposed a variety of theories. Some suggest the wick effect, where clothing soaks up melted human fat and acts like a candle wick, burning the body from the inside out over many hours. Others believe undiagnosed medical conditions, static electricity, or even rare chemical reactions within the body could play a role. But none of these explanations fully account for the intensity, speed, and selectivity of the burn. Skeptics argue that the cases always have an overlooked source, like a dropped cigarette or faulty wiring. Yet, the sheer number of detailed, carefully investigated reports, many with photographs and eyewitness accounts, keeps the mystery alive. To this day, there is no scientific consensus. Spontaneous human combustion remains one of the most controversial and unsettling unsolved phenomena. An eerie reminder that even our own bodies might hold secrets waiting to ignite. Number 3. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. Now, picture a frozen mountain pass, deep in the Ural Mountains of Russia, a remote wilderness, battered by icy winds, and surrounded by silence. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute set out on an expedition across the Dyatlov Pass, led by Igor Dyatlov. These were skilled young adventurers, well prepared for the harsh winter. But when they failed to return, a search party found their abandoned tent cut open from the inside, their boots and gear left behind. The hikers' bodies were discovered scattered across the snow, some partially dressed, others barefoot. Several with horrific injuries, broken ribs, fractured skulls, one missing a tongue and eyes. Strangely, there were no signs of a struggle or footprints from anyone else. Some bodies showed high levels of radiation. The official investigation concluded that the group died from a compelling natural force. But no one could explain what that force was. Over the decades, theories have run wild. Some believe a sudden avalanche forced the hikers to flee their tent in terror, succumbing to hypothermia as they tried to survive in the night. Others point to infrasound, a kind of low-frequency wind that can cause panic, hallucinations, and confusion. There are also wilder explanations: secret Soviet military experiments, UFOs, or a mysterious Yeti. The Dyatlov Pass incident has been the subject of books, documentaries, and endless debates. Every year, new evidence or re-examinations make headlines, but no single theory fits all the strange details. Why did the hikers cut their tent from the inside? What caused the extreme injuries without external wounds? How did some bodies become exposed to radiation? And what made these experienced trekkers abandon their camp in the dead of night? Even with modern forensics and technology, the answers remain just out of reach. The Dyatlov Pass incident stands as a chilling testament to the unknown forces that still lurk in the most remote corners of our planet, where the line between adventure and mystery can vanish overnight. Number 2. The Bloop. Let's dive into the unexplored depths of the ocean, where some of the world's weirdest mysteries still lurk. In 1997, scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration were monitoring underwater microphones thousands of miles apart across the Pacific Ocean. One day, they picked up an incredibly loud ultra-low frequency sound. The noise, quickly nicknamed the bloop, so powerful it was detected by sensors over 3,000 miles away. It didn't match any known submarine, volcanic activity, or geological event. It sounded organic, almost as if it came from a living creature, yet it was far louder than any whale or sea animal ever recorded. The bloop rose rapidly in frequency and faded, echoing across the ocean's vast emptiness. Scientists analyzed the recording, checked weather patterns, and searched for earthquakes or underwater eruptions, but nothing lined up. Some marine biologists wondered, could the bloop be the call of a gigantic, undiscovered creature lurking deep below the surface, far larger than any blue whale? This possibility captured the imagination of cryptozoologists and sparked countless documentaries and online debates. Others believed it might be the sound of a massive iceberg cracking or scraping the ocean floor. But that explanation didn't fit the unique audio signature. Despite years of research and more sensitive equipment, no one has ever heard the bloop again. Its source remains unidentified. The ocean, covering more than 70% of our planet, still holds secrets that defy even our most advanced technology. The bloop reminds us that there are places on Earth so mysterious, so unexplored, that new legends can be born in a single moment of static. Until scientists can pinpoint what made the sound, the world's largest unexplained noise continues to echo in the minds of those searching for answers beneath the waves. Number 1, the placebo effect. For our final mystery, let's look inward into the most complex, least understood structure in the known universe, the human mind. The placebo effect is a medical enigma that has challenged doctors and researchers for centuries. Simple on the surface. A person takes a pill or treatment that has no active ingredient. But because they believe it will work, their symptoms actually improve. Placebos have been shown to ease pain, reduce depression, lower blood pressure, and even shrink tumors in rare cases, all without any real medicine involved. The effect is so strong that every new drug or treatment must be tested against a placebo in clinical trials. But how can belief alone cause real physical healing? Scientists have studied the brain's response to placebos using advanced imaging, measuring endorphins, dopamine, and even immune system changes. Placebo effects have been observed in everything from Parkinson's disease to asthma, insomnia, and chronic pain. Sometimes patients respond to sham surgeries, fake acupuncture, or sugar pills just as much as the real thing. The effect even varies by color, size, and price of the placebo. People respond better to expensive-looking pills or dramatic treatments, even when they're fake. Some researchers believe the placebo effect is proof of the brain's incredible ability to influence the body, activating real healing pathways through expectation, hope, and positive thinking. Others suspect it's more about statistics, random improvement, or the desire to please doctors. Yet, despite decades of study, there's still no consensus. The placebo effect defies easy explanation, blurring the lines between mind and body, science and belief. It suggests that what we think and feel can directly impact our health, sometimes more powerfully than any medicine. It's a daily reminder that the greatest mystery of all may be inside our own heads, and we only just beginning to understand it. As we reach the end of our journey through these 10 strangest unsolved phenomena, one thing becomes clear. The world is full of puzzles that push the limits of our understanding. From mysterious hums and ghostly lights, to cosmic signals and the power of belief. These unsolved wonders remind us that curiosity is the spark that drives science forward. So, the next time you hear about an unexplained event or witness something that seems impossible, don't just shrug it off, dig deeper. Ask questions and keep your sense of wonder alive. After all, today's unsolved mystery could be tomorrow's breakthrough discovery. If you enjoyed this journey into the world's most baffling mysteries, don't forget to hit like. Subscribe to our channel for more top 10 adventures, and share this video with friends who love the unexplained. What unsolved phenomenon fascinates you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. We love hearing your theories and stories. Remember, the universe is far stranger than we can imagine. So stay curious and keep exploring with us.